It's your boy T-Bird and the reaction. Today's Music Monday. We're gonna keep going. We're continuing with what happened was while we are now in the dolls. Now we just did one about the infamous dolls digital audio workstation that's well known, that is FL Studio, for 3 Loops FL Studio, and the second well known one is that's Ableton as well too, which is a lot of people use it with the Launchpad like I have, or MPC, or to help with live performances though. Now this one, there's some other dolls they have on there, and what had happened was by direct production, but this one in particular is a unique one, as it was a somewhat of a doll used via your PlayStation, and that is the MTV Music Generator. Now you can use. Now this is. I'm not sure it's something that a lot of anybody professional use in a way, but it was definitely something I know I had some friends that use well too. I was thinking about it one time, but I at the time I wasn't like heavy into making music yet. I was just more into trying to get a DJing or anything, but I felt like posse, because I had my try to make music as well too with equipment, with software, so then I felt like it's not me, but now I'm doing better now. But anyway, once again, RP Tina Turner, and we're gonna check out from Direct Production. This is MTV Music Generator. What had happened was, let's get it.
We're secretly replacing DJ Scripple's equipment.
Hold on a second. My bad, it's a spam. Let me start from the beginning. Anyway, let's get it.
We're secretly replacing DJ Scripple's equipment with the MTV Music Generator. Let's see if he notices.
What is this?
Oh yeah, I remember this commercial.
What's up? You got your boy Direct, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe, because today we're going to be talking about the Sony PlayStation MTV Music Generator. What had happened was, now if you was like me around the late 90s, you played ball, you played girls, and you played PlayStation. This MTV Music Generator has trained millions, I repeat, millions of producers. Okay, so the Music Generator came out around late 1999, and it was actually brought to the US by a company called Jester Interactive. Now, this company originated in Wales in the United Kingdom, and they were actually selling the video game across the world, but they named it Music 2000. Well, when they got with a publishing company called Codemasters, they figured out, hey man, to make this thing sell in the US, we might have to change the name. Okay, well, what name to call it? Well, what do the kids love in US? I want my MTV! All the kids love MTV, BET, so let's call it MTV Music Generator. And not gonna lie, but that was a genius move. Because come on, basically MTV raised us. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie. I'm sure 90% of y'all was raised literally by MTV and BET. Your parents said, sit your behind in front of the TV, in front of that idiot box, and leave us alone. And MTV and BET raised you. Well, if you was watching it and you saw that commercial with the Sony PlayStation Music Generator and you annoyed your parents to get you it and they brought it, you was on your path to being a future producer. So what made this game so revolutionary was that it basically trained you how to make music. Literally, in the manual, they tell you how to make a beat. I don't think from all the other hardware, and I mean professional hardware, software, from MPCs to Tritons to Phantoms, nothing in the manual tells you how to make a beat. But the Music Generator manual actually tells you how to, construct your song. So the generator consisted of this. You had 24 tracks on a grid, okay? And you basically imported these blocks of sounds. Like in the block, it would be a loop or one shot or some kind of melody going on in the block, and you basically imported it on the grid. One block was about a bar long. Let's say track 1, you had a block of drums. Track 2, you had a block of some guitar sound. Track 3 could be your bass. And basically, you got all your pieces together and, just pretty much paste it across the screen in a linear DAW kind of fashion, putting in and taking out what you want to create a song. So it was a real easy way of making music. They even had a bar on the top that lets you know how much space you had left. I mean, there's professional gear out there that don't let you know how much space you got left.
Wow.
You could be working on something and all of a sudden everything stops. You don't know what's going on. You go crazy and you end up downloading 4 updates to see if you can solve the problem. And what really happened was you ran out of space. And you're like, dang, it would have been nice if this piece of gear was to alert me that I'm running out of space. Not only could you just arrange those loops together, but you can go more in depth in a sort of MIDI piano roll style and actually change the notes of the loop or whatever sound you have in the block. You can actually change the notes around so you can basically make your own arrangements. This was pretty dope. It's sad that we didn't have the understanding at the time to realize what power we had in this $40 video game. You
Trust me, if I had like what I was talking about, the mindset I had now as a teenager, a preteen, whatever, I would have copped this for real, man. I would have copped this for sure.
Because if we knew what we knew now and we were more entrepreneurial minded back then, we didn't know, hey man, I could make 50 banging beats, 100 banging beats, and then go up to the record label and say, hey, I'm a producer. I make beats. These are the beats. Pay me. And back then, they would pay you. Like, to tell you the truth, I know some cats that sold a couple to their friends that got like $50, $100 for some of the beats that they were selling. So if somebody would have took it to a record label, you would have gotten signed. You would have gotten a record deal as a producer. I mean, you would have been in there in, the studio with Ja Rule and Jay-Z. But the only thing is when they're like, all right, man, let's make a track. Let's go, man. Where's your beat machine? What you making? And then you go in the drawer and you pull out the PlayStation. They gonna look at you like, what you trying to play, Zelda or something, man? Yo, where's your beats? We're trying to make tracks. And then you tell them, no, this is how I make my music. Yeah, you probably get laughed out of Rockefeller. That's probably what would happen to you. They probably put you on that Summer Jam screen. Yeah. You had some great features too. It actually had a time stretch feature. And you could also sample. It allowed you to sample.
Yep.
All you would do is put a CD in and you was able to sample the sound from the CD. I think they allowed you up to 19 seconds, but hey, that's a lot of sound. The equipment itself came with 3,000 sound. It was a pretty advanced music software video game. This video game sold millions. I mean, millions across the world. It won an IGN award for I think most innovative video game at the time. I'm telling you, this game was so successful that they actually ended up making 2 more versions. One of the versions, Funkmaster Flex, was out there screaming and promoting. Now, not everything on the Music Generator was awesome. Because you got to remember, this was a video game, even though it wasn't really a video game. It was actually a music software editor. But it did have its limitations. Number one, that bar on the top right of the screen that I was telling you that lets you know how much space you have left. If you were to delete something from your project, like let's say you deleted the drum track, it wouldn't show in that bar. So it wouldn't, you wouldn't be able to release any space or gain any space if you deleted something. So it would still show as if that space is being taken up. So that kind of sucked. You had very limited effects. You had pretty much reverb and delay, and I think chorus, and that was about it. You know what I'm saying? But, at the time, it was good enough. It was good enough for us at the time. The sounds that you were getting as far as sonically was basically what you would hear coming out of your PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be the greatest, but if you were doing something like, a kind of grittier kind of track or something like that, you could make it work. And, saving all this music, it was kind of a hassle because you'd have to basically save it and export it, hook up a CD recorder or a tape recorder to your PlayStation. And hopefully you was well versed on how to do that, because if you weren't, then you was gonna have some issues trying to get that music off the PlayStation. It wasn't a simple, render as a wave to your DAW kind of thing. But even with that, it was still a pretty innovative software at the
Definitely
time.
was.
And it really changed the landscape of music for a lot of the younger generation that was just getting into music production. There was a lot of producers that basically went through gladiator school with the Sony Music Generator. You had producers like Lex Luger, producers like Big Crit. You know what I'm saying?
Really
that got their start on the Music Generator. So this was a pretty dope piece of equipment. It was a really dope piece of equipment, and it really set people on track to learning music production. Because after you work on something like that and kind of learn the linear DAW way of kind of like making music, you can jump on any DAW and pretty much navigate yourself around it and kind of be comfortable on what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And people were making some good music with the Sony Music Generator. No lie. My man E Sage made a lot of dope bangers with the MTV Music Generator. So yeah, that's the MTV Music Generator. What had happened was... So this is your boy Direct.
Alright, cool. Yeah, it was good. Definitely interesting. Something, like I said, I feel like I slept on, because like I said, at the time, they had a mindset I had now about music production and all of that as well too. It was curious, but just wasn't had that mindset yet. You know what I mean? That I will gain later on out of curiosity as well too. But either way, like I said, never too late and everything. Hey, maybe if I get a PlayStation from the store, it's the store that's still like old systems. If I get that, check it out. I'm like, who knows? But other than that, it's a good video to highlight the MTV Music Generator as well too. Comment down below if you remember this at all, or actually own one of these. If you so, you definitely had it good for sure. Other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.